Hello everyone, I'm Peg Baker and welcome again to Little Bug Studio. For today's project, we'll be making a pillow cover with piping, but the focus of the lesson will be on inserting a zipper along one side. Throughout this tutorial, you'll be learning some workroom techniques which will help you achieve more professional results. Also, I'll show you some time-saving tips that'll help you get through your project faster. I hope you enjoy working along with me. Let's get started. Today we're going to cover an 18-inch square pillow. So here's my pillow. I've cut my fabric 19 by 19 because I want to use a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I've also cut my bias strips. I've cut them 1 3/4 inch wide. I have enough to go all the way around my pillow and a little bit left over to make the join. I have 1/4 inch cording to make the piping. And I have my zipper. This zipper comes on a roll so I can cut as much or as little as I need. But if you're using a retail zipper, perhaps you want to match the color. I like to buy them longer than my pillow so I can cut them and not be controlled by the little metal clamps on either side. So that's a personal choice. On this square, I've notched it in 3 places. One time at the top. I do that right away so I can always make sure which is the direction of the grain. And then on the bottom, I've notched it 3 inches in from the cut edge so that I know how to place my zipper. And that's the only notching that you need to do for this pillow. Quite simple. So I'm going to take this to the machine and I'm going to apply the piping. I'm going to do it just like I did in the one-step piping video. So if you'd like to review that before we go on, great idea. See you later. So I've sewn on the piping, and before I go to the next step, I just want to do something to make it look a little extra special. I like to give this a good pressing before I sew on the back. I'm not going to get a chance to press it like this again, because it's just impossible to do once it's sewn together. So let's turn it over. This is the wrong side of the fabric, and get this so you can see it. I'm just going to fold the seam allowance in and give it a good seam press. If you're using a fabric that's a little touchy with heat and steam, maybe you won't do this, or maybe you'll just do it with a light iron and no steam. I find that doing this one little extra thing makes the finished pillow look a little more professional. If you've noticed that I've used black thread to sew this, you are correct. Normally we would use matching thread, but I used black thread so I could show you the steps a little bit better. You see how nicely that seam lies. It'll look lovely once we've put it together. Next thing that I want to do is attach the back. I'm only going to attach it at the bottom because I want to put in the zipper before I sew all 3 sections together. This piece you can easily see the notching. This is the top, and this is where the bottom where we're going to put the zipper in. And I need to find the same thing for the top piece with the piping. There's the top. So I'm going to just lie that there. Here's the bottom. Make sure you can see this. There's my notches. I'm going to put a pin there. Pinning isn't necessary. The more you do this, the more you find that you can do without certain pins. But it only takes a second. And if you're not on the clock, why not take a little extra care? So I'm going to take this to the sewing machine, and let's make sure you can see that well. Get a little closer in. There we go. Okay. So there's the notch. Here's the cut edge. There's the piping. The back of the pillow is on the bottom. The top of the piping lays on top of it, good sides together. And I'm going to sew just from here to here. Then I'm going to stop, leave this section open, and make sure you can see this. I'll sew from here to here.